Well, what a week that was. We found out who runs the country, who's the country run for, and I also think we learned what we should do about it. So the week started with a butt naked African man walking down O'Connell Street right beside the GPO, and you would expect a week after Easter that he would be surrounded by Irish flags, but no, when you look at the video, the guy was surrounded by Ukrainian flags. You would actually think we were in the capital, Kiev. And what else did we see? We saw that the Minister for Housing was introduced or seeks to introduce emergency legislation so that councils around the country can buy houses to house Ukrainian refugees. Now, given that there's 9,000 and there's been long-term 9,000 Irish homeless in the country, you would think that if Irish people were a priority in our country, that the housing would have been provided for Irish people first. But no, they're allowed to rot on the streets. But once Ukrainian refugees, and of course Ukraine may want to enter the European Union, so they are more important. They have priority over Irish people. Goes to show that it's an EU government in Ireland. They're not here for the Irish people. It is an EU government in Ireland who implement laws from the European Union and who implement EU wishes from Brussels in Dublin. They're just messenger boys. And they don't run messages for us. They run messages for the real boss, who are in Brussels. Other parts of legislation, it's hard to believe that see Minister O'Gorman and Ryan there recently brought in, they said they're going to provide a lot more millions in funding to put on extra bus routes in rural areas so that your Ukrainian refugees could integrate into Irish society and find it easier to move around Ireland. Now, rural transport has been a big problem in Ireland for a long time. Nothing's been done about it, but once you hear a squeak that Ukrainian refugees are coming, millions are available. We'll put on new routes, new buses, and new timetables to look after them. Incredible. Another example, and it's only an example, is that now Minister Ryan, quite extraordinarily, says that Ukrainian refugees, alone of all these different people, can swap their Ukrainian driving licenses for an Irish driving license. Of course, traffic accidents in Ukraine are at a rate of 4 times higher than they are in Ireland, and of course they drive on the other side of the road as well, but hey, that doesn't matter. But they have been urged to make themselves aware of the rules of the road for Ireland. Amazon have just been granted planning permission for their third data centre in Meath. It's just outside Drogheda. Now, by the end of this decade, 29% of all Irish electricity will be going to data centres for these multinational companies, Facebook, Amazon, Google, TikTok, etc. A large number of them have data centres in Ireland because our low corporation tax, and also they get plan permission. We seem to be the boot boy for the rest of the world, that they come and put their data centres here, and that has a big draw on our energy sources. And it obviously, when demand goes up, supply is the same, prices go up, so it saps our energy and makes the energy more expensive. And you wonder, who's it all for? Well, let me give an alternative vision for Ireland, which the government should find very interesting. I believe something completely different from an EU government of Ireland. I believe Ireland should be ruled by Irish people and for Irish people. Our national policy should be Ireland first, not Paddy Last. And I want to see, and the only way you're going to get that is to vote the vultures who are in power at the moment, to vote them out, to register your vote, to join the party, to vote for candidates who will, and for parties who will put Ireland first, not the EU first, and that they will work for the benefit of the Irish people in Ireland. Now, the vast majority of countries around the world, that's the way they operate. Their people vote them in, their elected politicians work the best as they can, and if the people are not happy, they're voted out. But we have a huge, like it's like a mass, it's almost like they've been hypnotized, that all these people have the same ideology and the same purpose, and they are there to represent the EU to us, and that to work to do Brussels bidding rather than work for the benefit of Irish people. On the anniversary of 1916, in the fight for Irish independence, we must renew that struggle for Irish people to get control of Ireland for our benefit. And the last week has shown the government don't work for us, they work for people in Brussels. We've got to get them out, get members, nationalist TDs in the Dáil, members of the Irish Freedom Party, people, politicians who will work for Ireland first, not Paddy Last. My name is Hermann Kelly. I'm president of the Irish Freedom Party. Go to Margaret.